Hello, people of the planet. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby, and this is Port Charles Public Radio, brought to you for the last time by this current department. Let's get into yesterday's episode. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even write down the characters today. I have no idea how many people were on. I could just start listing them off the top of my head in the same as locations, but I don't need to do that. We can just talk about what I just saw. I'm a day behind because, I'm a day behind. So I'm going to talk about it today, and I'm going to get the hell out of this apartment. I'm going to go home and watch what today's episode was, and hopefully be able to review it for you tonight. So we started back up with Peter hearing Robert and Anna fight, and he heard him say that once Sam and Jason bring me more information, I can take him down. So he heard that, and nobody talked about it. Like, what did you hear? Or, Anna didn't relay to him, like, hey, Jason and Sam are coming after you. I think because she didn't want there to be some sort of weird squabble between him and Jason, right? So instead, we just pretended like we heard nothing. And Peter did his cool, calm cucumber thing that he does before he gets evil. And I think she caught him on it. She was like, are you sure you're all right? He was like, yeah, are you sure you're all right? And kisses her on the cheek. He was like, I'm glad I came to see you. This makes me feel better. And she was like, I think she got a chill seeing how cold he got all of a sudden. Or at least that's how I took that, like, kiss that she got from him. She kind of, it was a little weird. So I am interested to see what the hell he's going to do, because it sounded like he called the federal prosecutor that had convicted Sam before, and that's who Robert also called there at the end to bring this to, that same federal prosecutor. And he said the deal is off. So Peter made a call before, this could come to them, saying, hey, we got to shut this down. I'm assuming. Still gotta watch today's episode, but one step ahead of everybody. He's a little Valentine, isn't he? I don't know how he's gonna get her out. Like, I don't know how he's gonna get her back for this one, to be honest, but we'll see how it goes with those guys. He keeps finagling his way around bullshit, and he's gonna get caught, I think, or he's gonna get hurt. One of the two. So Finn giving up that information today, which wasn't a lot of information to give up, because Sam could have done the research and been like, oh yeah, that was on his resume. Oh yeah, that is David Black's resume as well. But again, maybe that's what Anna had kept from the incriminating evidence, was information from David Black's file that he was at Eurotech at the same time. So Finn didn't want this to ever get back to him, because he never wanted to get caught betraying his woman. Who would like to get caught with that? Piece of snake shit. So he goes home with flowers, like a huge bouquet, and she's like, what is this? He was like, I think they call it a bouquet. Some call it a bouquet, but I think it's a bouquet. She's like, are you cheating on me? And he's like, no, I just wanted to bring you flowers. And she's like, yeah, I don't like fighting either. So it's interesting, I don't like fighting either. And he has this, like, yeah, you are in the doghouse a little bit. You did something. You messed up. You didn't cheat, but, like, you messed up. And most women, I mean, unless this is just a thing you do, you just bring home flowers every once in a while, like Franco used to do to Elizabeth, like, all the time, was bring home flowers. I mean, That's the thing is, what'd you do? Why are these here? Um, she did that with him, and he was like, mhm. So let's see how long those two last. Now that he betrayed her. Ugh. So you know, moving on from Finn and little Valentine and all that, let's talk about Valentine running into Lulu and Charlotte at Kelly's. Lulu looked at it as like, he came here. He snaked this out and he came here without consent. I don't know why this happens every time I record. Next time you come here without my consent or prior knowledge to get like a sneaky visit in, this will affect you in the courts. I'm gonna take you to court for full custody. And he's like, go ahead, but like, I thought about doing that to you too. So like, I get that that's what you want to do, but if you do that, you're only gonna put Charlotte through the ringer, and you can't eradicate me from her life, just like I can't eradicate you from hers. So like, good luck. But if you want to take me to court, take me to court. Little bitch was listening in that whole time. And Peter had a conversation about this with Charlotte, like back during the night of the wedding. He said, you can't eavesdrop as a little girl because you're going to only hear half of the story. And cause trouble and concern where it's not wanted or warranted. And this little bitch still continued to eavesdrop, despite being warned not to do that. And then she goes on to, so Valentine left, he said a bunch of shit in French, and then she walks up to Franco and says, I know, like she was eavesdropping on his little art. She's like, what's going on here? I know that lady. She lives in my house now. And he said, what? Nothing. Walks away. I think Franco knows who that little girl is. So I don't yeah. So I don't know how far he thought that was gonna go. But then his wife walks up and they just start openly having a conversation about Nicholas Castine and Ava. This little girl is just eavesdropping on everything. And when they go to walk away, what does she do? She vandalizes his shit. This is the second time we've seen her do this because she wants to, because she's evil, because she's angry and upset at the world that, this is crap that she has to watch and go through, even though, it's not fair to her. If a few people were involved, Nina and Papa would have been married and, everything would be right in its place. So I think she's pissed off at Nick, she's pissed off at Ava, and she's pissed off at Sasha. It's clear that she's pissed off at Ava because this little bitch vandalized her picture. You can't vandalize other people's stuff. I don't know if she learned that from Valentine. But fuck, sorry. She vandalized like Nina's office work back in a couple weeks ago. When she was upset with Sasha, she vandalized that paper. Like, you cannot fuck with people's stuff, especially when it comes to their business, you little bitch. Someone needs to have a talk with her about that. And when Lulu's playing we're not going to talk about it, your papa conversation, and only talk about positive things bullshit, it pisses Charlotte off because she wants to know the truth and hear people out, So she goes back and says, oh, nothing's going on. Do you want to go ice skating? Okay. Why can't you two just admit you hate each other? I think they've already admitted that they don't get. I think they've already admitted to little Charlotte. Yeah, it's no secret that we don't get along, but we're gonna do our best because we love you. Um, you know, they don't need to go through this with her again unless they think they really need to. Hey, Kyle, let's pop in. Um, so lost my thought now. Damn it. Uh, they need to get onto this little girl quick before she keeps fucking people's lives up, and instead of vandalizing, tripping them, or doing something, pranking them, super gluing someone's skirt to a chair. We'll see what's going on there. What else can we talk about? Nicholas went to go visit Liz. Fucking Franco came through and he said, "Hey," or "What's up?" He said something like that, and that was hilarious. Franco was like, "Hey, from one resurrected man to another, why don't we have a talk? You got rid of Hayden, and that was super shitty. Why don't you bring her back?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm working on it." He's like, "Work harder." So, that was interesting. And then, he was actually pretty nice to Franco. He said, "I hear you're a changed man, so you understand what it's like to be vindicated from your wrongdoings." He's like, "I do. Have a nice day." So I really appreciate that after that, Nicholas was like, "I didn't mean to have issues with, um, I didn't mean to have issues with, uh, Franco. I wasn't trying to talk shit or anything." She's like, "I don't care," and just kind of walked away from him. So that was funny. And then Alexis shows up, and she and she says, "Hey, why are you here? This could be harassment. You don't need to be waiting around for him. This fortune is bad for you. Blah blah blah." Her and Nicholas have this conversation, and then he leaves, and she's like, "Well, fuck. Now I gotta stay here and wait because this is a harassment charge for you. So I will wait and see if he shows up. I got you. Even though I'm very mad at you for staying gone, I'm more glad that you were alive than I am mad that you were gone." So she's pretty much said, the right thing so far. Just like Laura did. Everyone else is against him so far. So it just seems to be, Sam hasn't really had that conversation with him yet. She doesn't really care about anybody else other than Jason and her kids, though, no matter who you are. I has a goosebump. So yeah, he gets there, and they kind of look at each other, and he says, "Hello, Natasha." And she tried to explain to him the cast line fortune does evil things to men, or makes them do evil, say evil shit, or whatever. And he was like, "Well, I'm better off with it. The fortune's nice." And she was like, "Yeah, but I bet you have some offshore money, like Switzerland or the Keys." He was like, "Or both." Um, but I want that fortune. And she was like, "You could make something better of yourself without it." He was like, "I guess we'll never know." Like, he's pretty spitting confident. And also Marty wasn't there. So he's confident that that's his fortune, but I guess also he's worried that that's not his fortune, which is why he's going after the Quartermain fortune. I don't know. Whatever. Those two are just gonna keep duking it out over this fucking money and this stupid castle, and their kids are in the middle of it as collateral damage. Charlotte's pissed off; she wants her house back. Spencer's wanted his house back from the beginning of all this nonsense. So we're gonna see what happens there, and yeah. I think that's it. Besides Franco, okay. So, showing up at the gallery to say hi to Ava, who really seems to shine in Trina's presence. That's the word, because Trina wants a career in art. She wants a successful, financially stable career in art, which is why she's interning next to Ava, who is in her mind, the only person in town who has a career that is, I don't think she said this, but I mean, it's the only person she's really talking and following, who has a successful career in art. So I think, I think, having Trina there is really good. Damage and something that Ava has to do or gets done or something happens to her, that would just be, oh God, that would be horrible if this poor little girl got in the crossfire of something, I hope that never happens, to be honest. And yeah, so Franco shows up and they talk about how, he's gonna commission up, or she's gonna commission him to make a big ass portrait of her to put above the mantelpiece at Windermere. And I think Nicholas seemed okay with it. Like, the idea of Franco making this portrait, I don't think he seemed okay with it going above the mantle. He was like, "Is that so?" Because to be honest, I feel like that castle has got to have like at least 5 fucking fireplaces in it. So like, I'm sure they're gonna fight about where it's gonna go later. But it is what it is. Those two. I think they're gonna have a whole gallery party. He seemed to be scaring at that kiss picture they took and said, "Yeah, let's put it online. It'll entice people to come in." So there's gonna be an event. I'm excited to see what that is, to be honest. And I like that Trina is taking pictures. He's like, "Oh, so you're a photographer too," Nicholas said to her. And I want to give Franco a shout out to that moment when he said, "Don't ever do that. Don't ever ask for notes. Don't ever ask for notes. You just be confident in what you give." As an artist, I live and breathe structural criticism. Like, I really do. Constructive criticism. That's what I'm trying to say. Constructive criticism. I need it all the time when it comes to my job, not when people are shit talking me on my YouTube videos, but just in my job, I like to have notes to get better. So I know what to improve on. I had a roommate once who was like, "Yeah, no, she's not asking for criticism because like she's a masochist. Abby wants to know so then she can get better. She wants you to give her a note so she can fix things." And I was like, "Damn, way to catch on to that shit." But I respect his moment there when he was like, "Don't do that. Don't ever ask for notes. You just be confident in your art." Because that is something we artists should strive for. So that's it for that episode. I'm glad I talked about it for 19 minutes, even though I didn't write anything down. Okay, let's talk about. Yeah, I forgot about Brooklyn, Sunny, and Mike. She did really good with him, even though he didn't know who she was. And, Sunny was like, "What if there's a chance?" He keeps fucking saying this. "What if there's a chance that my father this whole thing could get fixed?" And she's like, "He's at the very last bit of his life here, man. He's really slipping away. There's not much left. Don't waste time on that. Stop. I know it's hard to see him this way because my family went through that with my aunt. So they just stopped going and seeing her because it was too hard to see her that way. But you're going to miss out on these little glimpses of his life. So you might as well just be there, man, and listen to him of who he is as a person. Stop trying to control and change the situation. You can't." So I hope, she got through to him. I really do. And I'm glad that she was there in that moment. That's it. So, as always, thanks for sticking with me this long. And I'm going to go to my new home and try to watch today's episode and try to review it. We'll see what happens. Peace to the planet. Bye.